Question 26. A backup administrator has been tasked with configuring a new 3-to-1 rule compliant Veeam backup and replication deployment. The customer has an existing large tape deployment. Which of the following would be compliant? A backup job is targeting a local scale-out backup repository, SOBA, with AWS S3 capacity tier configured. The SOBA is configured to offload backups within an operational restore window of 1 day. Okay, so here we have a backup that's going down to a local repository. So the 3-to-1 rule is 3 copies of your data. So production is 1, then a backup, which would go to the local repository, is the second one. And then S3 would be the third copy. So that part is good. 2 different media types. So disk and object storage, which would be 2 different ones. And one of them should be offsite, which a public cloud would of course be. The issue here is that it's set to offload within a restore window of 1 day. So we actually will have some delay before it's going to go there. This potentially would not even offload anything depending on how the backup job is set up. So I would not pick this one here. Backup job targets a local Linux-based backup repository. Backup copy job is configured to use the local Linux repository as the source and a remote identical Linux-based repository as the target. Okay, well, so we're ending up with 3 copies, and one of them is offsite because this was remote, but it's not 2 different media types if it's identical, right? So it's a server with storage, Windows or Linux, to a server with storage, Linux or Windows. So this is not 2 different media types. Backup copy job targets Cloud Repository A. Backup copy job is configured to use Cloud Repository A as the source and Cloud Repository B as the target. So you can definitely do backups to a cloud repository. This is a Cloud Connect repository from a Veeam Cloud Connect service provider, but you can't do backup copy jobs using a cloud repository as a source. So this is not even technically viable. Then we have a backup job is targeting a local SOBA with Wasabi S3 compatible capacity tier configured. The SOBA is configured to copy objects, backups to object storage as soon as they're created. So here we have the local backup and we have S3. So this is definitely 3 copies. It's 2 media types and one of them is offsite. And it's set to copy immediately, which is a setting that you can have. So this seems to be good so far. Backup job targets a local deduplication appliance backup repository. A backup to tape job is configured to send backups to a local tape library where tapes remain inside a library. So this also sounds good, right? Because you have 3 copies, maybe sending backups to a dedupe box and using that as the source for the tape is going to be very slow, but at least it's 2 different media types and we're getting 3 copies, but we're not hitting the 1, right? These tapes are local, the dedupe box is local, and it says that the tapes are remaining inside. We're not moving them anywhere. If we were taking them out and moving them to some offsite location, this could work. So I would say this one seems the best, but let's go and take a look. Veeam user guide scale out backup repository. And let's see here, capacity tier. We click on this. We see we have a copy new backup files as soon as they are created, which is available when we use the capacity tier here. So this is definitely the way we would want to go. And if we were to go down here and say add, we can probably find some wizard here. So here we see it. We're adding in the capacity tier, which in this example here would be this S3 compatible capacity tier. And then we've ticked this copy backups to object storage as soon as they're created, which would then be the offsite. So for this question here, I'm going to go with this option right here.